Hi everyone. So today we'll be starting with dictionaries. So first of all, we'll discuss the basics of dictionaries. So what basically are dictionaries? Dictionaries are basically key value pairs. So why dictionaries? Dictionaries basically you can just write the key and find any value. So it's useful for storing values and getting fetching values. So you can just compare list and dictionaries in this way that there are values which are stored in shelves or drawers labeled with indexes where you don't know what exactly is inside that drawer, no reference value, no nothing, just you know the index. Just index is known. But here you can have a key where you will know exactly what's inside this drawer or shelf. Right, like here it will be age, and you know there will be age. Instead of writing a of 0 or a of 1, you can use the keys to fetch the values. Okay, so we'll just read the PPT once. Data accessed by numeric positions. You must know where the data lives. A dictionary data can be accessed by what it is called. So so now we'll see how to construct a list. Sorry, a dictionary. To construct a dictionary, we use curly braces just like sets. Just like sets, we use curly braces. First, we'll write key and then colon. Then we'll write the values. Then we'll write commas. Then key. Then values. This is basically a dictionary, and we'll store it in a. We'll store it in a variable name. Let's say dict. Now, as it's written here that these is built via literal key value pairs separated by a colon. And for systematic construction, you can use the dict method and just you can write all of the values inside of curly braces. So the assignment operator equal to evaluates the target key to determine the mechanism action. So if the key exists, uh, the value is overwritten, such as the values are stored in a variable named D. You will access it using the name, the key. Let's say age. I want to change the age to 20. It will get changed to 20 after overwriting. So what you can just imagine, just uh, a mechanical hand keeping throwing the value out and inserting the new value. This way, new key value pair is located. Now, how do we retrieve it? We don't use this exact key name in the just like indexing because it's fast, direct, and key error may come if the system has any error. So we use the method dot get. So we use dict dot get name. So it will just throw the return the value out. So del is for deleting a specific key. It does not return data. Pop returns data and remove the specific key. Pop item removes the last inserted key value pair and it will return a value. and the clear truth is wipes out the all the items, right? So there are few keywords methods you need to know that if we write dot keys, just say dict dot keys, so it will output name and age, means it will out give the output of all the keys available. And if we write dot values, it will give all the values, and if we write dot items, it will give exact paired relationships, tuples between the dictionary. Now architectural expansion. A dictionary containing another dictionary is one of the values that allows for infinite dimensional depth within the architecture. So there are keys and values where we learned how to build it, read it, write it, purge it, and scan it. We'll just try the same in VS Code. Let's create a dictionary first. So this is how you will print each value by using the key value pairs. Now let's say I want to use it in for loop. So this is how the A items work. First of all, it accesses each key value pair. It accesses each key value pair and gives an output like first key, first value, I, J, first key, first value, then second key, second value, third key, third value. In the same way, it will give an output here. For I in keys, print I. For I in values, print I. See it if this is how we use keys and values methods and item methods. Now we'll move ahead with list comprehension. So list comprehension, we'll be studying list comprehension now. I have already given the introduction about the list comprehension. List comprehension is basically a shorthand for typing long codes for lists. Suppose you want to write this code right here. In a list A, you want result in different list. For every result, you have to do exponential of 2. So the result should be 4, 9, 16, 25. So to get this, you can write either this code or you can just write result equals to x for x in A. So you'll just write exponent 2 here. Like we have written here, exponent of 2 for value in A. The output will be 4, 9, 16 and 25. So this is the syntax. First of all, you will write the expression, then for, then a variable in, then the iterable, if, then condition. Now suppose you want to just get the even numbers from a set of lists. Let's say there is a list, you have to write 2, 4, 15, 14. So the even numbers are 2, 4 and 14. Now to get this, either you can write entire for loop sentence or you can just write result equals to A for A in, sorry, let's take B here. For B in A, if A modulus 2 equal to 0. So this will give the output as this. So this is basically a shorthand for lists. Now, as I just told, for even numbers, here is a code written. This is the code that is written. Value for value in A if value modulus 2 double equals to 0. So if you want to print number from 0 to 9, you can just take the use of range function. So we'll write result equals to I for I in range 10. Now, multiple clauses can occupy the same bracket, including the same nested order as traditional loops. As you can see, there can be more than one values. So here there are two values for x in range 3, then this is inner loop for y in range 3. So it will give a matrix from 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, so on, as shown over here. And this is how the list comprehension works. A for loop uses multiple lines of code, but list comprehension does all of that in a single code. You can create a list directly in the list comprehension, and if you use normal loops, you will have to append each of the elements. So for loop is better for complex logic, but for simple operation and concise operations, you can use list comprehensions. For loop is more readable and list comprehension is compact, so it's not that readable. So always the compact code is not the optimized code. This is not truth. In reality, the golden rule is because standard loops are better suited for complex logic, a comprehension should be refactored into a for loop the moment you have to read it twice to understand what it does. So if you are writing this large of a code, and this, there is just a simple rule you have to remember, it's written here. If you have to read a code twice to understand the least comprehension, then you should just rather write in the entire logic in simple for loop rather than comprehensions. Now, main takeaways are that list comprehensions are concise. They They are efficient and readable. So you can, if you want, you can use map functions. You can learn map functions, how to integrate if-else and ternary operator. Then, if you want to explore, you can also go ahead with the dictionary comprehensions. They are same as the list comprehension, just there are key value pairs. There will be two variables x and y, and you have to put it into a dictionary. Then other syntax will be same for loop, and then you have to close the dictionary and use a variable dict. That's all in the dictionary comprehension. Now, map function is very important function. Let's just study that right away. I'll just open browser. Now what we can do is we can just write map function, geek for geeks. In Python. So we can just study map function from here. So what basically is a map function? So there is a list and you want to do a single operation on each one of the elements. So rather than using a for loop, we will use a map function. So if you want to map each of the strings as integer, you will just write map int comma s. So all the integers in this, all the values in this list will convert into integers. Now, now if you want to convert, or let's say perform any operations, you can do the same. First we'll write list map double then a, so all the elements in a will be squared. So this is how you can study the map functions. Pretty easy, nothing hard. Now as we are done with all of this, we'll just close it. Now we can just implement all of it. Comprehension in Python. So let's say you have a list, just one with random values. So these are a few values in the list. So you want to comprehend that print all all the even elements in the list are as follows. So rather than writing all of this code, you can just write even equals to x for x in list 1 if x modulus 2 equal to 0. Then we'll just enclose it in a bracket. Now we'll print even. So here are all the even numbers from the uh, list. Now we'll just write not equal to, so it will give all the odd numbers in the list. So this is how the list comprehension works. Now in the coming few lectures, we'll be doing questions on all the topics we have studied earlier, including functions, if-else, loops, lists, and dictionaries, sets, tuples. Everything will be included. And after that, we'll be moving ahead with our OOPS concepts, and we'll be doing few questions on that. And the last will be file handling. Sorry, exception handling. At last, we'll be doing exception handling, and that will be end of our syllabus. Now, this is it for today's lecture, and I'll be meeting you in the next lecture.